Okay, so it's Peppy Joe coming at you again. So for tonight, we have Salisbury steak. In this half pan, I have beef broth, beef stock, beef bouillon, um, 2 cans of sliced mushrooms, some kitchen bouquet. You can use Gravy Master too, and some Worcestershire sauce, Leon Perrins. And on top of this, I'm going to put a small grate, which you can see right here. And on top of that grate, I'm going to form my Salisbury steaks. And then I'm going to put them out on the smoker for 100 at 160 and let them go until they hit 140 internal. And then they'll go into this broth to finish till they reach 160. So we'll be back. Okay, so there's my 4 formed patties, my 4 formed steaks. Now this is 2 pounds of ground 80/20 chuck, and in this mix I have 2 eggs, large eggs. I have 1 ground up minced shallot. There's some, probably about 2 tablespoons or so of Montreal steak seasoning that I ground up in my spice grinder to break it down into a powder. And there is 2 tablespoons of soy sauce and 3 tablespoons of Worcestershire. I made it up. Oh, and there's a little bit of breadcrumb in there because it was a little wet, and there's a little bit of breadcrumb to bind it together. I made this up. I put it in the fridge to set for about a half hour, and now we're going to put this out on the smoker. I'm going to get a probe in it, and we're going to let it go. While this cooks, while this smokes, the fats are going to drip down inside the pan and drip into the broth that's in there, and give it some body, more richness. And then once they're at 140 the temp, they'll go in that juice and finish off. Okay, now that I got the probe in there for the grill, the smoker, we'll take this out and get her fired up and get her started. So it's been raining all day, and if you look down there, you might see a chubby groundhog going into the woods. But it's been raining all day, and we got the smoker fired up. You can see it's at 158. We're running Sam's Club smokehouse pellets. I don't take these out of this hopper. They do not swell up. And we're going to get this going. As you can see, she's a smoking, which is what I like to see. So we're going to put that in there. We're going to get her plugged in. Set the timer. And it's reading about 51 right now. So we'll let that go until that hits 140. And we'll be back after a bit. Okay, so we're at 1 hour and 18 minutes into this, and we are sitting at 103 degrees on the probe. Now I just checked this with my instant read, and it is showing the same, or about the same temp. Okay, so I'm going to raise this temp on the smoker up to 250 now. Even though these aren't at 140, I'm going to raise it up to 250 so they get to 140, and then we'll put it back into, we'll put it in the juice there. So I have my app phone, and I'm going to raise this temp up to 250. Okay, as you can see, the temp up here has risen. I raised it to 250, and now we're going to, as you can see on the app, right there, you can see that it's in sync with the controller. Now we'll let this go until that 102 hits at 135, and then I'll come out and check it again. Okay, so as you can see, the app, the temp raised up a degree. The app says 250. The current temp is 197, and it just switched to 199, 201, but it is in sync with the app. Okay, so the app and the controller say 137, and it's been running at 250, give or take about 5-6 degrees. We're almost at the 2-hour mark of this going, and it's just about time to put it in the stock. So let's get a look. Okay, so there's the steak patties, and they have a beautiful red mahogany coloration to them. And like I said, they're about 3 degrees off to go in that stock there. You can see the juices from the meat in the stock there. There's little bubbles. That's the juice from the meat. So we're just about there. 3 degrees, and they'll go in the juice there. Okay, so here we are at 140, and now we're going to drop these into the beef juice that they've been over top of for the last 2.5 hours. 2 hours and almost 15 minutes. So this is at 140. Now we're going to pop these into the juice. So here we go. We're going to take these off the rack and put these in that broth. Okay, so now that we've got them in the juice there, we're going to put some foil over top of this, and I'm going to reset the probe into the patty through the foil. Okay, so there's the foil over top, and the probe is reset through the foil, and it is dropping in temp, so we got to get this closed up, and we'll check on this when it's hit 160. Okay, there we go. We're at 160. We're at the 2 hour and 45 mark. We're going to open this up and get a look. Okay, there we go. We got a look at them, and we're going to get a real quick temp on them to make sure that we're at the right mark. Okay, the probe says 162.9, and the grill probe says 161. So we are within a couple degrees of each other, which is good. All done. Okay, so here is that brown juice that we took from the pan to make a really rich gravy. And then here is the beginning of some mashed potatoes. Okay, so here's the mushrooms that we had in the cook that we strained the beef juice from. the broth from. And we held these, reserved them. Now we're going to take that gravy that we made and put that in here, mix some mushrooms in, plop the Salisbury steaks back in, give them a good coating, and then it'll be dinner time. Okay, so there's the gravy within the mushrooms. And the next thing to put in there is the Salisbury steaks. Okay, there's the Salisbury steaks. Now we're going to take them and put them into the gravy and give them a good coating. And then we'll serve this with the mashed potatoes. And that's dinner. It's easy to make.